I was getting to the point where I was having several sinus infections per year. And it was to the point where I was getting steroid shots and taking a good bit of antibiotics. Not to offend anybody, but basically I was into the yellow and green stuff coming out of my head. Many friends of mine had had the sinus surgery where they go in and they ream your nose out and pack it full of gauze. And the horror stories were just too much for me to deal with. Every morning I'd get up and cough up whatever, and every 2 or 3 times a year I would end up with a sinus infection, and then I had to take antibiotics and steroids to get clear. I went down and I had a CAT scan, and it was determined that my sinuses were totally clogged, and Dr. Ashford offered me an opportunity to something that was different and not painful.
Balloon Sinuplasty is a newer technology or newer procedure that basically, in a nutshell, we can achieve the same goals and get the same outcome is what we're trying to achieve traditionally with sinus surgery, but by doing it much simpler and much less invasively.
It was really very easy. I was home for a day and back to work the next day. It has made a major difference in my life. I can breathe, I don't have sinus infections on a regular basis.
Instead of having to do this big surgery with recovery, pain, time off of work, we can do a pretty simple procedure in the office, and people who've been dealing with these sinus problems their whole lives come back to see me a week later, and then 2 weeks later, and it's just a totally different ballgame.
And I would say to whoever is listening that it is an opportunity to see something different than what you have heard all of your life.